What is up everybody, it's your boy Cameron Bash here and welcome back to the Movement channel, where today we're coming at you guys with a no-nonsense breakdown of the brand new WWE 2K22 gameplay trailer. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. The new trailer begins with cover superstar Rey Mysterio stepping out onto the stage, giving us more shots of the entrance we've already seen a fair bit of at this stage throughout all the other trailers. This is followed by a couple of shots of Sasha Banks, who looks to be in the groggy position, before Roman Reigns punches the ground. We then cut back to Rey, who is getting ready to springboard off the ropes onto Humberto Carrillo on the ground, with this being our first time we've seen his model in the game. Sasha Banks then raises her arm on the top rope, showing off the modern day SmackDown stage behind her. We then cut back to Rey Mysterio, who goes for the springboard frog splash, giving us a much wider view of the modern day SmackDown arena in the process. As the music drops in the trailer, a shot of Drew McIntyre's entrance appears on the screen, before coming back to Rey Mysterio, where we see another quick shot of his entrance, followed by him hitting the 619 on Dolph Ziggler in the Raw arena. Note how the Raw logo on the announce table is the up-to-date Raw logo, because there are other Raw logos that appear throughout the trailer. The trailer then goes into lightning mode on us, showing us many different superstars for the very first time in WWE 2K22. We see The Rock and his updated model looking to be one of the best in the game so far. We see Becky Lynch and her updated face morph for the first time, which is great to see how far it's improved over her previous game appearances. Stone Cold is up next, and not only does his model look great, but we also wanted to point out how great the detail on his jacket looks. The way it flows when he throws up his arms, rather than being a static, stationary item on him, is a fantastic attention to detail. Asuka is the next reveal, with this shot looking absolutely insane with the amount of detail that it has to offer. If you looked at this at a glance without knowing, you might even mistake this for a real-life shot. That's how great it is. That's then followed up by Big E doing a taunt, which we have seen before, but something that we've not seen for this game yet came next, as we got the Beast, Brock Lesnar, not only coming out with an updated entrance, but an updated model as well, complete with the new beard and everything. The trailer doesn't stop with those new people though, as up next, we have the original bro, Riddle, showing off a bit of his entrance in the ring, followed by the current SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte, giving us some of her entrance on the stage, with one of our favourite Charlotte attires that they've ever gotten into a WWE game, so hats off to them for that. We then see a bit of Ricochet's entrance, something that we have seen already before, but up next is more new, as we see Seth Rollins in-game footage for the very first time, and he is looking great. Nakamura follows Seth in his white attire, and something interesting to note about Nakamura is that he still has his crown on, so we'll likely be getting the King Nakamura version of him in this game, which might be a good indication of when the cutoff point for the development was for WWE 2K22, and what might be in and what might be not. For example, if King Nakamura is in the game, then we think it's unlikely that King Woods is going to be in the game, and perhaps anything else that took place after that time. But we'll have to wait and see if that's true, as we're just speculating at this time. Next, we see Jey Uso hitting the classic Uso taunt, before running forward to hit a tag team move with his brother, Jim Uso, on Xavier Woods in the corner. Sasha Banks is then seen hitting a couple of moves on Bayley in the middle of the ring too, and it's also worth noting that all of these moves throughout the trailer have been seen in previous WWE games before, so unfortunately, we're not getting anything new out of this trailer in that department for anyone who was hoping for that. Rey Mysterio is then seen climbing a ladder, followed by AJ Styles, where Rey hits a neck breaker, sending them both to the outside. Now, there is a bit of camera trickery here, so it's a bit hard to tell whether or not this net breaker is actually coming off the top of the ladder to the outside, but by the looks of things, it is. And the camera cut is because the first neck breaker off the ladder was too close to the middle of the ring, so they needed to move the ladder closer to the side of the ring to make it land on the outside. Next up, we see the dead man himself, The Undertaker, taking up a good few seconds on the trailer in what looks to be his normal, standard attire, which we imagine will be the one in-game from the get-go. Not too sure why they didn't give us a look at his new pre-order bonus models here, but it would be nice to see those whenever they eventually come around. Roman Reigns is then seen ooh-ahing in the corner before hitting a Superman punch on Big E. Then we cut to something pretty exciting as we see Drew McIntyre wielding a chair, walking through a brand new backstage area. Now, we've had the same backstage area in WWE games for a long time now, so it's nice to see we're finally switching it up a little and having something different brought to the table. Right off the bat, we need to point out that on the Tron in the background, we have the older Raw logo. Now, we do know that the game will have multiple versions of both the Raw and SmackDown arenas, and this shot right here all but confirms that we'll be getting two fairly modern day Raw arenas, for one reason or another. We then see Drew swing the chair at Bobby Lashley, and in the background behind them, you can see a sign that says Level 1. Now this could just be decoration for the backstage area, which, let's face it, it likely is. But it could also be the possibility that the backstage area is going to have multiple levels to it, which if that is the case, that would be incredible. Bobby Lashley reverses the chair shot, and in the background behind them, you can see some scaffolding with some ladders on them. Now if you look carefully at this, you'll actually notice that this scaffolding is the same scaffolding that was featured in a previous trailer where Seth Rollins tries to throw a core off it, but fails, throwing Ali and Austin Theory off it instead. This is pretty sweet because it confirms that we'll be able to have some fun on the scaffolding on our own terms, and it's not just something that's going to be confined to a story mode. We then see Bobby Lashley pick up a brand new weapon to the franchise, a hockey stick, and swing it at Drew, but Drew reverses, hitting Bobby with it instead. We then leave our beautiful new backstage arena and come back to the ring to see some stuff that we've seen in previous WWE games before. Kevin Owens and Big E fighting in a steel cage, with all the animations and moves being ones that we've seen before, so nothing really new to note here, even though these shots did look great for the trailer. Next up, we see Rhea Ripley slamming Alexa Bliss through a table on the outside of the ring. And what's pretty interesting to note about this one is that Alexa Bliss's model is a little bit all over the place. It has her modern attire, but old hair and face by the looks of things. Not too sure why this is, but it's not a great attention to detail, and I'm sure this is going to upset many fans of women's wrestling, hoping for an up-to-date Alexa Bliss. Ricochet is then seen doing a kick off of Sami Zayn, landing on his feet in the process. This is our first time seeing Sami in the game, and it's very sad to note that he hasn't got his updated hair, something that fans have been asking 2K for, but it seems it's a request that they haven't been able to fulfill. Damian Priest, showing himself to us for the first time in-game, pulls out a ladder from under the ring and hits Sheamus with it. Again, all the same animations that we're used to, nothing new here. Edge then hits an execution on Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell, and this is followed by a really cool shot of Rey, mid-move, about to hit Eddie Guerrero with an arm drag DDT, all of this on the WrestleMania 21 arena. This is obviously going to be one of the matches included in Rey Mysterio Showcase mode, so it's nice to have got some gameplay of that here. The trailer then begins to wrap up with a few more gameplay shots of, yes, again, moves we've seen from previous WWE games. This includes a German suplex from Brock Lesnar to Drew McIntyre, a Beck Bottom, as I like to call it, from Becky Lynch to Asuka, an arm drag from Sasha Banks to Bayley, and a spear from Roman Reigns to Big E. Something interesting to note during the Roman Reigns and Big E clip is that there is a new referee standing there. There's been a lot of talk about this guy online, with some people speculating that he's a special guest referee, but after examining his model, it's pretty clear to us that this is just a new ref model, likely added to increase the diversity when it comes to the ref models in the game. With that being said, fingers crossed we can also see some female refs in there too. All of these are cut up with the game's signature phrase of "It hits different" before the final two clips are shown, one of The Undertaker's entrance and one of Rey Mysterio's entrance. This caps off with the pre-order now screen to end the trailer, and with that, you guys have just watched our full, no-nonsense breakdown of the brand new WWE 2K22 trailer. What did you guys think of this trailer? Did you like what you saw in this one? Or were you hoping 2K would give us something different in it? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more WWE 2K22 content. Thanks very much for watching this video guys, and we'll see you soon for another one.